But pacing is a thing, right? I mean, I'm trying to get my daughter to watch The Godfather. She keeps checking her phone on this because it's a 3 hour movie. And she enjoyed it, but at the end of the day, their attention span's not built the way ours was. And we're all a
Mhm.
similar age, I would guess. So, I do worry a little bit about the future of feature films, asking people to sit for 90 minutes or 100 minutes and not be able to click a button or get a like for it or something like that. So I don't know. I honestly don't know the future of the feature length film. But I do know this. My son is a senior in high school and he's rejected his iPhone. He's gone back to a flip phone. So there is the rumblings of a generation that's like enough with the instantaneousness of being able to be reached at all hours of the day and being able to go to the web for everything. And he's trying to he does seem to be conscious of the fact that maybe that's not the best quality of life. I'm sure we would all agree that life was better before the iPhone. Is that fair to say? Like the
Oh, it's
quality of
better
our
and
lives
worse.
was like calmer and more community and more social. And the iPhone has done nothing other than make us more productive.
Mm. Yeah, well, how would I know what vintage guitars I can't afford or on Facebook Marketplace without the iPhone? I mean,
God
it's
forbid.
true. No, I got exactly. It's a tool, but there's a $1 trillion industry committed to keeping our children's eyes glued to it, and that's
Yeah.
the part that's scary. Is there really? I mean, Luddites aside, right? I read about this group of kids that are
Yeah,
getting
that's his
together
friend
and
group.
talking.
Right. The
Yeah,
Times articles, his buddies.
yeah, exactly. So there's that group that's swearing it off. I think it's terrific.
But it starts somewhere. I mean, what I'm suggesting is that maybe the front end of a tide of a pushback against immediacy and internet connectivity 24/7 and short attention spans. And like my son does listen to, as my daughter, they listen to vinyl records. That's been going on with
Mhm.
hipsters for a while. My daughter shoots 35 film. Why? I'm like, I'm even telling her you're crazy. Like
Mhm.
they're beginning to appreciate that not faster isn't always better. And that I just shot this horror film on 35 millimeter film. It's not going away. Panavision's busy, as busy as ever. Kodak was only easy to get to because the strike. Or they said they've been jammed. So people are returning to something that has more. I don't know, use your word, soul, organic,
Do you remember when
certain quality.
not that this is going to be a love fest for her, but when Jewel started singing and her music became popular, there was this pendulum swing back to sincerity. I think was really what the general feeling was, whether you think her music embodies that or not. But the pendulum swings, and if I was just away for the weekend, and there were two kids, one with a Pentax and one with the Canon AE1 that I had 30 years ago, and I'm like, "Do you want my lenses? Like seriously, like what are
Yeah.
you thinking?" Um, but maybe I was like, I would never. I said this to the dad. I was like, I would never deny anybody a photochemical process, and it sounded so weird coming out of my mouth, but there's a physical process. There's a thing about it that's tangible, and all of this digital stuff is happening just out of reach. So the way that Jason and Mike and I learned editing on like flatbeds, the film, you held it in your hand, you cut it with a blade, like that's gone. I don't think
Do
that's
you, re-
coming back.
do you remember how exciting it was to go back to Brett Morgan's house and we all shot our first year films and we got our dailies back on little rolls and we threaded up a 16 projector. We all sat around and we were like projecting on a bed sheet. And it was the greatest daily session of my life to you didn't know what was going to come through that projector the next second. It was like the magic of true celluloid, discovering what you got. Like there's something beautiful about that. And I haven't had that feeling since we've been in the digital era about looking at dailies. I already saw it on set and it was like, whatever. But
Maybe that's the
one of the
next move.
studios I built here is a daily screening room because I do believe dailies are an important part of work, the filmmaking workflow that we dropped because we don't think we need it, but I do think you need it. I think it's important for the
Mhm.
editor to see the rough footage come through with a small audience to go, oh wait, this was maybe I didn't think that joke was funny, but man, the whole room roared when that moment happened. So maybe I should think about keeping that beat in this cut.